All right, so New England is all of a sudden incompetent, and there ain't nothing that makes me happier than watching New England suffer. Mac Jones going into year number 3 now, and the Patriots apparently not on the same page. If you didn't see the report yesterday, Bill Belichick and the Patriots have been openly shopping Mac Jones. Apparently no takers just yet. You got to believe there's a couple teams out there that would want that contract, and a guy who did take his team to the playoffs as a rookie. And only missed by a game last year, despite having the incompetent coaching around him in Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. But here's very quickly, the story is that, and we heard this story during the year last year, that this guy wants to learn. This guy wants to be a better football player, and he wasn't getting that inside the building. So I think most teachers would appreciate this. He went elsewhere.
Yeah.
He talked to legitimate NFL guys to learn how to become a better NFL player. Oh, that's a no-no New England, no. Because Don Corleone runs the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, and apparently he is so ticked off at Mac Jones, he is openly shopping him, and it's a better than 50-50 shot that Mac Jones is not on the roster this year or playing for the New England Patriots, meaning Zappe becomes the incumbent number 1, and obviously New England now is in the market for Lamar Jackson, maybe, for Aaron Rodgers, maybe, or a host of other, mid-level bad veteran quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, you just look at Mac Jones's numbers, last year or his rookie year versus last year, and what's the difference? I mean, the numbers are phenomenal. His rookie year, considering he was a rookie, what's the difference? He had a legitimate NFL offensive coordinator, a guy who has done it with the best, Tom Brady, for years and years and years, and Josh McDaniels. And he didn't have that last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, so much so that they went out and got Bill O'Brien, a former offensive coordinator, and brought him back into the fold. So, you're pissed at a guy because he wants to get better, and he's
that seems so you would think that a guy like Belichick would love that in a young player.
Sure.
That this is a guy that wants to soak up all your expertise, and if I'm not getting it here, I'm going to go find it because I want to be better.
Right. And you brought up Popovich, right? Mm-hmm. You have to sometimes in the NBA or in the NFL, you have to have the permission of your players to actually coach them sometimes, right? And with Bill Belichick, he always had guys like McCourty, like Tom Brady, that he could take that veteran dude and I've talked to guys that played for him, guys that have been around him, where he just berate Tom Brady in a meeting in front of everybody and basically say, man, I could go get a quarterback from Foxborough High to do what you just did right there. I need better out of you, right? Well, when all those guys are gone and all of a sudden you got a group of young players that haven't been coached that way, haven't been talked to that way, and you still think you can talk to those guys that way, and you don't have that figure like a Tom Brady, or you don't have a McCourty anymore that you can use to be able to if he could say it to Brady, he could say it to anybody.
Right.
All fall in line. You've got to adjust your game as well as a coach, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like he's doing that.
Well, listen, the more heartache they have in New England, the better for me as a Jet fan. And I like Mac Jones a lot. Seeing him last year, it seemed like he was becoming a vocal leader on that team on the sideline. You're holding guys accountable. Even when he had a bad game, he would hold himself accountable. He wasn't like Zach Wilson. He took ownership of, that loss is on me. I played like crap, et cetera, et cetera. But man, if all of a sudden, that they've given up on Mac Jones. And, listen, Zappe's obviously not the long-term answer there. I think, again, I'm bringing this back to the Jets. If I'm the Jets, this scares me. Because now I've got a team. Why wouldn't Robert Kraft, 80 years old, the owner, pick up the phone and say, all right, Green Bay, what's it going to take to have Aaron Rodgers? Now, would Aaron want to play there? Why wouldn't he? It's Bill Belichick, right? Hey, Lamar, you want to come play in New England? So I think all of a sudden, the NFL, the way we see it today, and the power structure could change dramatically based on where Rodgers goes, obviously, and if Lamar Jackson is now courted by a team like New England.
Right. Well,
it's scary. Listen, if you're a Jet fan, I am. It's scary.
Yes. Well, you think
it's like the boogeyman's in my basement, Mark.
If you're sitting there in that division right now, and you've got Josh Allen, you've got Tua, and you've got, whatever's going to happen with the Jets, and then you got Mac Jones. Right now, If
New England's got the worst quarterback in the East.
You got the worst. You can't win that division with the worst quarterback in the East.
And what did Robert Kraft say last week? I'm in the winning business.
Yeah.
This team must make the postseason this year. And while he didn't say these exact words, Tim Hardaway, Bill Belichick, a peace out. Everybody can get fired, Tim. You know that. Everybody can get fired, right?
Yes.
Right?
I mean, but him and Bill has a great relationship. He trusts Bill. He trusts Belichick. And I think that he is going to trust him with this decision on a quarterback situation.
But I did like it.
But I still would want a nice offensive coordinator to help with my quarterback and make.
So they brought Bill O'Brien back from Alabama, and Bill O'Brien is a very credible offensive coordinator. Was there a number of years ago. So they realized that, hey, listen, we messed up. Mm-hmm. We gave you two guys who don't know what the hell they're doing as far as offensive coordinator or the quarterback room. So that's the right move, bringing a Bill O'Brien back. But man, I'll tell you right now that the Aaron Rodgers thing is in flux. As you said, Tua, Josh Allen. If Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets, New England's the worst team in the division. If Aaron Rodgers goes and plays for New England, the Jets are the worst team in the division. You ain't winning a Super Bowl if you come in fourth place in the AFC East.
Let me ask you this, Mark.
Go.
Yeah.
Would Aaron Rodgers want to go play at New England with a tough coach and a tough owner like that?
Yeah, Aaron, any player, you know this, any player that there's a Hall of Fame type of player or a really good player, they want to be coached because they want to be they want to be the best. The difference would be if he goes to the Jets, he's ready-made in that offense.
Right.
There's not a big learning curve.
Right.
If he goes to San Francisco, he's ready-made in that offense. There's not a big learning curve.
Right.
If he goes to New England, there's a learning curve. Different language, different concepts. The way you read out, like anytime you read out a play, like you've got a progression. It's 1, 2, 3, and I've always read it from flat to curl to drag or whatever, from flat to curl to burst, and that's 1, 2, 3. And now you want me to read it from 2 to 1, like 2 to 1.
Change
you want me to
up.
read it like it's just different for guys, right? And that there's a curve that goes in there that you have to learn.
But I think you intimated about a half hour ago that it does make a lot of sense for Lamar Jackson to go to New England based on the way Belichick is processed defensively playing against quarterbacks like him.
And now that would be a whole new offense for everybody.
Could you imagine
for Lamar and for the offensive coordinator? You're going to have to put it in.
Could you imagine for a second? I know you're a Bear fan. Put that aside for a second because no one cares. Here's the thing, right? Could you imagine the AFC East with Tua, with Josh Allen, with Lamar Jackson, and with Aaron Rodgers?
Right.
Wow.
Right? Everything the AFC West was supposed to be last year,
I was just going to say
the AFC East would become. And the Jets would come in last.
Think so? With Tua down in Miami?
I'm not a fan of Tua's. I respect Tua. And they had an offense that was off the chains the first 6-7 weeks. And then he started getting all the concussions. Right. I am not sold on Tua because I think I throw a football better than him. And it fascinates me watching a guy with a pop gun arm trying to be an NFL quarterback. And yet, he was damn near in the MVP conversation.
So you saying that you could play basketball better than me and you could
I don't know when I ever said that, Tim Hardaway.
We got that on film.
We do not have that on film.
We have that on tape. We had it on tape.
What I might have said is I got a lot of ass. And I just come in like this. I come in like this.
Well, I
come in like this.
Like Kyle Lowry.
That's right. Listen, I yo-yo all day. All day.
We don't have all day.
Until you get tired.
Until he gets tired.
I get tired. There's no 24-second clock in
I'm Villanova, you're Georgetown. That's all this is.
I watch you walk upstairs every single day, and you're worried about him getting tired if you play basketball?
I'm tired just from doing that.
Yeah, just right now. And you say you could throw better than Tua.
Well, have you seen Tua throw?
I know you can't throw better than Tua.
Have you seen Tua throw?
Mechanically, I think you'd probably be better than Tua.
Thank you.
Mechanical.
Okay.
Tua's like that uncoordinated kid in Pop Warner who pushes the ball when he tries to throw it. That's what he is.
You flipped the video and you saw him throw as a righty, and you actually said it looked pretty good.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen, Tim. When you watch Tua on video, and he's obviously a lefty, it looks like, that guy's never played football in his life before. When you can flip the video and make him look like a righty, he looks like John Elway. It's the craziest thing in the world. I'm like, who's that guy? The Dolphins should keep him. And like, it's Tua, you dummy. Yeah, it's crazy, Mark.
So did you? I mean, that leads to the question: are you sure you're left-handed? You should ask him that.
I'm amphibious myself.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I am amphibious, especially when my family's away for the weekend. Ooh,
You
look
breathe
out.
underwater when your family's away for the
I
weekend?
sit down and make it numb to pretend like a stranger came over. What's your name, Billy? Nothing.
You lost me on that.
That's just, well, it's because he's using the wrong word.
Tim's on the road a lot. He knows what I'm saying. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.